Hey, welcome back to SLG TV. This is the place to be for online coaches who are building, marketing, and monetizing their digital coaching businesses. Today's video is all about how to deal with haters who are trolling around in your comments and your DMs and your PMs. So if you've already dealt with haters or if you have yet to experience trolling, keep on watching because I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to move through this gracefully. Now, hate comments are responses to your posts with malicious intent. Basically, it's someone trying to make you feel less than so that they feel superior. And honestly, some of them are just straight up mean. But there's actually a lot to unpack around this subject and some really important things to understand about hate comments. First, it's important to understand the difference between negative feedback or constructive criticism versus hate comments. Oftentimes, when someone leaves a hateful comment, it's because they're seeing something in us that they wish they saw in themselves, but they haven't been able to accomplish yet. Maybe they haven't taken consistent action to get results, or maybe they've taken action, but they haven't found a business flow that leads to clients and money yet. So they get triggered by their own jealousy or shame or self-loathing, and they lash out at us. Now know that when someone lashes out, it has nothing to do with you, friend, and everything to do with their own internal battle. Their emotions are not your responsibility. And to give you an example, I've had people tell me I look like a man on social media in the comment section of this picture. I've had people call me a bitch. I've had people ask me, who the F do you think you are? You know, shout out to my haters. Hi, hater. Hi, hater. People have disagreed with my perspective more times than I can count. I've had my family tell me I was stupid for quitting my job as a teacher with no backup plan and $4,000 to my name. And on the other hand, I've also had people offer suggestions, challenge me to think differently, and offer their feedback on how they were perceiving me when I was showing up online. And yet, after all of that, here I am. But why you're really here is to learn about how I got through those hurtful moments. So here are some of my top tips on how to deal with haters on social media and beyond. Step number 1, deal with the mental side of things. So it's all about perspective, friend. You get to choose the lens with which you receive every comment you'll ever get on any platform. Here are some things to consider before you decide how to respond to haters, or if you're even going to respond at all. First, is it constructive criticism or is it hate? Now, these are two very different things. Not everyone is a master wordsmith, and they might come across a little harsh in their comments. But I'm going to encourage you to look past the semantics and look at the intention behind their comment. Because truth be told, it could really be something that could support your growth. Second, remember that it's not personal. Nothing is really. So if you haven't read The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, I highly recommend doing so. He talks about the 4 agreements that we have with ourselves and others to create a happy life. And one of them is don't take anything personally. Once you understand and embody this agreement with yourself, you'll be set free from caring about what others think. Third, recognize what comes up mentally and ask yourself if the way you're responding to haters is from a clear, untriggered mind or from a limiting belief. Now, to know this, when you're reading the comment, ask yourself if your mind is telling you that you're not worthy or that your content isn't good enough. Ask yourself if you're considering changing yourself in order to make others happy or comfortable. Ask yourself if your immediate response is to fight back or to defend yourself. Friend, these are all beliefs that we have the power to work through. Fourth, let's be clear, coach. You never have to fight for your worth. Regardless of what was said or who said it, your worthiness is never in question. Ever. So what can you do to overcome these feelings and emotions? Stay in your lane mentally. You can keep the focus on your bigger mission and vision and be gentle with yourself with affirmations to help you maintain your self-belief and your self-love. What not to do is to give it extra attention or any of your energy at all. Meaning, don't constantly talk about it. Resist the urge to tell all of your friends and family to check out that nasty comment so that you can get validated about how stupid the hater is. Don't dwell on it, coach. Don't think about it, and don't let it run laps around your mind and distract you from your higher purpose, because that's all it's really doing. You're more powerful than a silly hate comment. Step 2 is to check yourself emotionally. Now, before you react or respond, check in with your emotional and physical state. What's happening in your body? Check to see if your adrenaline is pumping, or if your chest feels tight. If you feel sick, or if you feel like you have butterflies in your stomach, then pause before you do anything. You see, if you're in fear or in some type of shame or feeling guilty, like maybe you did something wrong, your emotions are telling you that you're not safe and that you're not worthy. Oftentimes people want you to change because they don't feel good or are triggered. This is the epitome of people pleasing, which is a trait that is easy to fall into, but it's not serving you anymore. Always wait before you respond. Take a few minutes to breathe or meditate and physically calm your body down before you start typing out those responses. You never know, after taking a few minutes or a long afternoon, you may realize that it's not actually worth it to respond. And I'm curious, how have you dealt with haters in the past? Or are you dealing with them now? Go ahead and share your situation in the comments below, and I'll let you know how I would deal with it. Step 3, check into the physical. So now that you've tapped into your mental and emotional space, you're ready to actually go out there and take some sort of action. And you have a few choices here. Now remember, before you respond, you're determining whether someone is posting a hateful comment just for the sake of being a hater, or someone who wants to be heard and has helpful feedback but maybe could work on their delivery a little bit. Now once you do that, here are some actions you can take. First, you can delete the comment. So low vibe comments have got to go. If someone has posted something hateful for the sake of hate, go ahead and delete that shit ASAP. You don't need that in your life, and you also don't want to subject your audience to hateful energy. Second, pretend you don't see it and ignore it, but still keep it posted. Now, maybe someone has something valid to say, but responding would just be justifying or validating yourself to them, and again, you don't need to do that, ever. You're already worthy. Now, it could be a topic of conversation though for others to respond to, but it doesn't necessarily need your energy. In that case, feel free to leave it up. Third, you can respond to the comment. So if you see an opportunity to add value to the person who left the comment, or perhaps explain your intention in a way that they can understand it better, go ahead and respond with love, patience, and in a way that adds value to the overall conversation. Here are some scenarios for if you choose to respond. If you think someone is just wanting to be heard, you can simply say, "Thanks for sharing," or "I appreciate your perspective." If you think someone is wanting to be a backhanded hater, you can still just say, "Thanks for sharing," or "We all have our opinions," and leave it at that. And if you think someone has a valid point and others are liking it and agreeing with their comment, take that into consideration and follow your heart when you write your response. Here's the thing, coach, we're all works in progress, and if we are truly going to grow into the humans that achieve the big goals that we're setting for ourselves, it's going to take some shifting. And a big part of that is following the 3 steps to dealing with hate that we talked about. Now, if you want even more support and are looking to join a free community of online coaches who are all navigating this whole online world just like you, I've created a Facebook group to help support your journey and connect you with like-minded, like-hearted people. So go ahead and click that link in the description below to join now. And lastly, if this video was just what you needed in your coaching business, please let me know by liking it below, subscribing, and sharing it with your coach friends. Until next time, keep building your empire.